Welcome to the Lakers Highlights Today channel. Before we dive into the news, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now let's get to the Lakers news. What's up, Lakers fans? A new possibility is making the rounds behind the scenes of the NBA. A big name, an elite defensive talent, and a dominant presence in the paint. Yes, we're talking about Bam Adebayo. But before you start building lineups and picturing this beast in purple and gold, let's take it slow. The playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves sent a clear message: the Los Angeles Lakers urgently need a reliable starting center. The rotation with Jackson Hayes and small ball throughout nearly the entire series just wasn't enough. With the team on the brink of elimination, down 3-1, all eyes are turning to the offseason. And that's where the name Bam Adebayo enters the picture. The Miami Heat center was recently mentioned on a podcast by Jovan Buha of The Athletic as a potential trade target. Adebayo brings a lot to the table: three-time All-Star, Olympic champion, and a defensive anchor any team would love to have. But hold on, excitement needs to be balanced with reality. Buha outlined a possible trade package involving Austin Reeves, rookie Dalton Connect, a pick swap in 2030, and an unprotected first-round pick in 2031. Even so, he was blunt: I don't think Miami's doing that. The reason is simple: Bam is a cornerstone of the Heat, a true franchise pillar. And that's not the only hurdle. The financial side is also tough. The Lakers aren't expected to have salary cap space this offseason and may only operate with the non-taxpayer MLE. And even if they manage some kind of maneuver, it would require something unlikely: a significant pay cut from LeBron James, which he's already publicly expressed skepticism about. To add to the uncertainty, Adebayo made a cryptic statement after the Heat's early playoff exit: there will be a lot of changes this summer. Were those just empty words? Or a hint at bigger moves to come? Despite the speculation, the truth is that a trade involving Bam Adebayo and the Lakers seems highly unlikely at the moment. But in the NBA, mystery and plot twists are always part of the game. Now let's imagine if this trade were possible and actually happened. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Bam Adebayo. Three names. Three different styles. And together, a combination that could dominate the NBA with authority. LeBron remains the brain, the leader, the conductor. Even at nearly 40 years old, his impact is still monstrous. He sets the pace of the game like no one else, leads on both ends of the court, and elevates those around him. Luka Doncic, on the other hand, is both the present and the future. A player with an almost limitless offensive arsenal, deadly step back, insane court vision, tempo control, flawless half-court game. And let's not forget his clutch playoff instinct. Luka is a silent assassin in the postseason. Now, add a big like Bam Adebayo to that explosive mix. We're talking about one of the best defenders in the league. A guy who can guard from point guards to centers, switch on every screen, protect the rim, and organize the defense like a quarterback. Bam isn't just about physicality, he's pure tactical intelligence. And offensively, while he's not a three-point shooter, he brings mobility, awareness, and an ability to do the dirty work with finesse: crisp screens, handoffs, quick finishes, constant movement, offensive rebounds, and pinpoint passing from the high post. Picture Luka and LeBron running the offense with Bam supporting them in off-ball movement and screens. Imagine defenses doubling Luka or LeBron and leaving Bam space to roll to the rim or find an open teammate. Visualize Bam catching in the short roll and facilitating like a secondary playmaker, a role he's mastered since his Kentucky days. And defensively, things would get even nastier. Luka wouldn't have to carry as much weight on that end. LeBron could conserve energy for key moments. Because Bam would be there, a watchdog, covering mistakes, intimidating opponents, and commanding the paint with authority. He would bring back the defensive identity the Lakers lost after Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee in 2020. This trio would have it all: leadership, talent, IQ, and balance. Scoring, playmaking, defense, and experience. The weight of three All-NBA players, two of them current All-Stars, all with playoff-tested DNA. A trio like this wouldn't just put the Lakers back in title contention, it would instantly place them among the favorites, maybe even the #1 favorite. If this trade were realistic, we'd be talking about one of the biggest strategic moves of the decade. A shakeup that could shift the entire league's balance of power. A move that brings back that 2020 championship energy, but in a new form, even more modern, versatile, and ready for the demands of today's NBA. But for now, it's just imagination. Now, speaking coldly, the idea of pairing Bam Adebayo with LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the Lakers is undeniably exciting, and not just on paper. Technically, it would be one of the most well-balanced lineups in today's NBA. LeBron and Luka would provide elite offensive creation with vision, tempo control, and decision-making. Bam, meanwhile, would be the defensive anchor, the modern big man every contending team craves, versatile, strong, smart, and disciplined. The combination would fill nearly every hole in the current Lakers roster. The glaring need for a dominant center, exposed in the Timberwolves series, would be solved. The defense would gain structure. The offense would have multiple creators. And leadership in clutch moments would be guaranteed, not with one, but three players who thrive under playoff pressure. However, even with all this upside, the real issue is the viability of the trade. Miami is highly unlikely to give up its defensive anchor and cultural symbol. Additionally, the Lakers currently lack the draft assets and financial flexibility to put together a truly compelling offer. It would require multiple valuable players, long-term draft capital, and major salary cap adjustments, all with no guarantee the Heat would agree. Bam Adebayo joining LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the Lakers would be the creation of a modern super team, ready to compete for titles immediately. In terms of fit and basketball impact, it would be one of the league's best trios. But the current NBA landscape, with its contract limits and team strategies, makes this trade extremely unlikely in the short term. Still, the very idea of this union highlights how creative and aggressive the Lakers need to be this offseason if they want to climb back to the top. Because as long as LeBron and Luka are around, every championship window must be pushed to its limit. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think? If this trade were possible, would you give up young assets and draft picks to see Bam Adebayo form a super trio with LeBron and Luka on the Lakers? Drop your opinion in the comments. See you next time, Lakers Nation.